Hello, hello, hello. Let me make sure. And let me make sure I am up and running. Oh, it says I'm live, but why can't I? Ooh. Okay, so it is. It is. Okay, good. Pop out chat, and I'll put pop out chat right here. Come on. Come on. Alright. Gotta get that up and running. Right. Now to my let me go ahead and share. And now I gotta fucking do all the other stuff. Stream settings. And edit. And we'll do writing a book, debating and informing, and chilling. Entertainment. It's not made for kids. No altered content. Memes, just chilling. Books. And there we go. Head and save. There we go. All right. So, yeah, a little bit of an interesting day that I have planned for us today. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to try this, see how it goes. I've had an idea for a book for a while now. I'm still in the I'm still very much in the low to mid-range on like what I want to do with it, where I want to take it, and so what I'm going to do is possibly come up with a title tonight, come up with ideas, and you guys are going to help. I don't think it's that bad. So yeah, so we'll come up with it. I still haven't decided what I want, like how I want it to be written, if like the different style, the different like framing narratives. So I think I'm gonna come up with that tonight. I'm also gonna get a drink here in a second. So gonna go get the drink, and then I will come back here in a minute and we can get started. And I'm probably going to keep this stream running for a while. So let's see how we do. And with all of that being said, I might want to put this in my chat as well. So I'm going to go ahead and paste and cutting out. And I'm going to go ahead and lock and cut that real quick. And I'm back. I forgot to turn off the light. I hate having the lights on in the back when I'm streaming. All right, let's talk. All right. So, for the political view, all right, what's something really grabbing for the first? Let's first. And then we'll do it here. We'll do chapter 1, and then let's see. Body. And can I change any of this? I'm trying to see if I can. Alright, so I forgot I didn't have the video capture device back. Alright, so first let's crack this and have a little bit of inspiration juice coming. All right, let's think. I think that we are going to do something simple like I'm thinking of something like, in chapter 1, explaining how different schools are nowadays comparative to my school and how I was and how it was when I grew up. Because I was in school in the changes. Now I can't really say how my high school life was different because I went to a different type of high school than a normal, regular, everyday high school. So for me, the high school part is going to be an insanely different type of conversation entirely. So yeah, in school I was never really big on being taught the way others were. I have always more interested in reading, writing, gaming, I was always more interested in reading, writing, gaming, and not listening to just because they were adults. I knew that two of my science teachers were cheating on their spouses. I knew that two of my science teachers were cheating on their spouses. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to go here. pull this up. I'm actually going to look up let's try this one. Alright. Sorry for that. Just need something to get the creative juices flowing. Why is my... Is it still up and running? There we go. Why has my... I don't know why. Yeah, it's frozen. That's weird. Okay, I guess no camera then. Excuse me. So in school, I was never really big on being taught the ways others were. I was always more interested in reading, writing, gaming, and not listening to teachers just because they were adults. I knew that 2 of my science teachers were cheating on their spouses. I knew that 2 of my science teachers were cheating on their spouses, and that the reason no, it wasn't the coach, it was the no, actually, I think it'd be better if I save that one for later. And then 2 of my science teachers were cheating on their spouses, and that the news came to school. Actually, this isn't even chapter 1. This is like prelude. That's what I'm gonna call it. To do a segment on the special ed teacher because her son was selling drugs at his high school, and she was medicating hello wildcard. I don't know what happened to my camera, so you don't get to see my toothy mug. You don't get to see me drinking Smirnoff Ice, Red, White, and Berry. Let me know if you want to hop in and talk or something. I can stop. I can, redo this. I'm kind of just getting some stuff out there so I can at least figure out how I want to do this. So whenever you guys are down. Hey, Quentin. Oh, Roach. Nice. Hi, guys. Tell me if the music's too loud or anything. I'm kind of just getting thoughts out here, just kind of verbal vomit until I get an accurate sense of what I'm going to write and how I'm going to write it. I've been thinking to myself on this for a couple of days now, and I don't know how I want this book to go. I want it to be like a political thriller about like today's day and age, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to structure that, if that makes sense. For now, I found out about recompilations and game revivals lately. I might go play some. Never got the chance to play in Toontown and Sims Online and Club Penguin. Basically, a lot of the old games with fan servers. Yeah, I get that. Honestly, if you're looking for a good game to play, Wizard 101, I really like that game. I really like that game. It is fun. No, did I just delete it? No. Huh? Well, no, I didn't delete it. I thought I did. Even WoW has fan servers, and after it went woke, I might try WoW for my first time on fan servers, like Mysteries. I'd love to try WoW. I've never actually tried WoW. It's weird. All the guys I end up watching now love WoW, and I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about when they talk about like all the stuff. So, it happens. Yeah, I've never tried myself. I've never tried Toontown or I did Sims Online, I think, but I played the crap out of Club Penguin. I flipped the island. I know a lot of other people who flipped the island. I've done a lot of stuff like that. But if you really want something that's fun, like the good old days, honestly, Wizard 101 is really fun. World of Warcraft went woke recently, but before it went woke with non-binary dragons, no, really, lol. There were fan servers trying to make alternate expansion paths on what someone else thinks they'd do with the game, so I'm intrigued in those. Yeah, fan-made stuff like that is always like really cool to me because there's so far you can go. As with like non-binary stuff and all that stuff, I don't think that being non-binary in a game is bad. It works in cases of otherworldly beings, but like if the way that ecosystem works is with multiple sexes, more than two sexes, then you need to have that in the game from the beginning. You can't just pull out, oh my gosh, we have the queer dragon now. It's like stupid as shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Oh, sorry. Alright. I also debated some woke troon activist on Twitter with the flame war likely still ongoing. I do want to take a look at that because I thought that was really funny because you were using things against them that I thought were hilarious, actually based on our talks last night. My favorite character would agree with me. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that. I might need to pull that up in a side screen and get that over. You can make it work in sci-fi settings, kind of like Azari in Mass Effect being all female. It explains in the lore, it makes sense, not just diversity pushing. I've actually never played a Mass Effect either, and I really wanted to. I just never really had the time to play Mass Effect. I just opened Twitter, which have more than 20 notifications. I mean, I got banned on Twitter. I'm gonna remake an account, but until I do, it's crazy. Let me get a little bit more of my thoughts on here, and let me get vibing here. I'll still talk to you guys and still see the chats and everything, but yeah, just go ahead. And if either one of you guys want to jump in the Discord, just let me know and I'll bring that up. Picking on people can be fun. I actually, just like you're doing Wildcard, I'm a pretty big guy now. I used to be really skinny, and so I don't really care about being called fat and shit, and I know it bothers other people. So I've called Frogan fat on online before, and I've done a lot of fucking funny things against Frogan, and I'm gonna keep on doing it. Frogan's a fat fucking retard. And I'm going to keep on saying it as many times as I want because it's fucking true. So she can suck my dick because guess what? I don't give a shit. Yeah, we'll pull that up. But if either of you guys want to get in the Discord, Quentin Roach, if you want to get in the Discord, I can send you a link, or you can go on my YouTube. It should be linked there. And if you want to talk or give me ideas or something, I can include you in the reference section of the book if that's what you want, or if you just want to talk or debate or, you know, theorize or whatever. There's a bunch of stuff we can do. So I'm open to anything. Special ed teacher because her son was selling drugs at high school and she was medicating her students. All right. Which were middle school age kids. And yeah, actually, I do have a YouTube link to the prelude when I go into the actual book. So I kind of got the idea. I kind of got the idea. All right, Quentin. If you want to hop in there, I have an idea. So yeah, go ahead, hop in. Let me go ahead and get that ready to be pulled up. And I can pause the music and I can go to, where's my Discord? Discord. I have to log in. I better not have to fucking log in on here again. Shit. Alright, here we go. Let me do... There it is. General gaming. We will go here. Wow. And if you want to go into the general voice channel, I will invite you to the debate channel if you want to talk, debate, discuss, whatever. But it can be interesting. We can have some fun. There's things that we can do. So we'll have Discord going. And if that happens, I'll try and bring the Discord up on screen so we can have that. I don't know why my camera isn't working. I want to try it again. I'm going to try it real quick. I should try unplugging it and plugging it back in, shouldn't I? Well, I'll probably just have to, turn it off and on the computer again. I'll get that done later. Do either of you want to get in here? Wildcard, Quentin. I know Wildcard, we talked last night. If I could get someone else in here, that'd be good. If not, I can do something else. Let me see where it is. here is yeah, I have a link here. There you go. While you do that, I'm going to prelude to the smashed no the overturned window. I think I want to call it the overturned window because I think I want the basis of this book to be about the Overton window and how I believe that it is just destroyed. I was just about to invite you, Quentin. Sorry, I'm not too familiar with Discord. I don't use Discord all too much, so it takes some time for me to get some stuff done on there. Also, I just don't use my computer too often. I want to use it more. Maybe the smashed window is better. Smashed window or here, I will try to add, and then if I can invite Roach King. There we go. Let's see if we can get that working. Oh my gosh, so good. I think, what about the window of I think I like that. Prelude. The window of identity. I like that. I like that a lot. Hello. Writing a book. That's what the stream's do tonight. I muted it. Oh, it says it's muted. Don't know.
Okay.
Am I too loud? I gotta be respectful to the other people in the house. Trying to make sure I don't wake people up. Alright, I guess if Roach isn't gonna come in here. Wildcard, did you want to come in and we can make content from what happened last, like what we talked about last night? Let me invite you. Probably gonna have to do a general chat and then a waiting room chat. Alright, I like that though. I like the window of identity. I like this being okay, Clinton. Or Roach, whatever you want to be called. What about I want to use the Overton window. I want to use Overton. I don't know. I have no idea, honestly. Identity. The Overton identity. I like that. See. The Overton window is the range of policies or ideas acceptable to mainstream population at a given time, developed by Joseph P. Overton. With the stuff I found on Twitter and flooded the Discord general chat with, I think I'm crafting gems to take the libs' charcoal comments. Okay. You forced my hand. We're gonna take a look at some of this. Let's take a look at the first one that you sent. And that way I can get rid of most of that. I just needed some space to start being able to figure out what I wanted. Alright, we're going to bring this in. Alright, let's see. Oh, this is going to be good. Alright, let's see who this Vortex Felix is. Let's see, we got Vortex Felix, we got... I can't tell what that is. Just a 16-year-old pansexual, non-binary, cartoonist, metalhead, goth collector gamer who's addicted to South Park. I mean, yeah. I don't think I can show that on
Who's that Pokemon?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I mean, this, honestly, this guy seems like a shit poster. I'm telling you right now, this guy's a shit poster. Yeah. Some pretty cringe shit. Let's see what this is.
I am an incomplete backup copy of your third-generation clone. Grown in a storage facility in the Outer Rings 254 years into your future. I was a little girl when we witnessed the great explosion of Earth and the end of your genetic line.
You have to sit down, okay?
I suffer many deteriorations. I am alone. Sometimes I have trouble controlling my emotions. Without third-generation Emily, my brain is now an obsolete storage drive without a purpose, for I will never inherit her consciousness. I have spent most of my life in hibernation. I frequently dream...
Okay, yeah, this... Oh god. This might be the first bad one. Let's see.
You're right! You're supposed to be on this car!
What car is this?
Oh, the one with all the movies that are totally out of ideas!
The one with all the lame sequels.
But we don't belong with you. We've got tons of new ideas. We've got freshness. We've got
to move it.
I call window seat.
Wait a minute. I shouldn't be here. I've only had 2 movies. The original and the one where we have to go to Europe because there's a race, but then Mater gets confused for a spy because he sounds like, yeah, okay, I guess I should be here. Come on, everyone. Don't be so easily defeated. We've just got to show Hollywood we've got a few tricks up our sleeves.
You're right. We could put on a circus.
Oh, a circus. Yeah, that could work. I mean, I was gonna say eat the movie execs, but a circus works too. Okay, if we're gonna develop a circus act...
Yeah, this isn't even funny. Oh my gosh.
Green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. I do not like green eggs and ham.
He's not taking the sneakers off. He is sneakers on.
Hey!
Yeah, it's literally just... Yeah, literally just cringe shit. Like scrote.org, like... I hate to say it, like, you might have fallen for the bait. This might have literally been a bait one. Now let's go back into looking at what it's about. Vortex Felix, spreading the word on Twitter, just so we're cleared. Zoophilia, a realistic-looking tiger eating a Subway sandwich, a husky, Air Bud, and a kitty. Nick Wilde, Lola Bunny, the wolf from Hasbro, Hello Boss, Pepe Le Pew. I don't know. I think Pepe Le Pew is close to zoophilia as well, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's okay to have animals in children's media. You know, like, you know, Charlotte's Web, like, is that zoophilia? What about, like any of the other animated TV shows or movies with animals as characters? That's not really zoophilia. I don't know. This is like really low tier bait. Both are zoophilia. They're the same picture. My shit just crashed, I think.
What happened? Oh, what the fuck?
It literally froze on this page for some reason.
You won.
Alright, we're... Pull this up. We are little anthropomorphic apes. No, we are evolved from apes. There's apes in the real world that looks just the same. Show replies. I mean, to be fair, I think that evolution and Christianity do coexist. I think it is clear that there is a creator, but however, evolution could have happened due to the creator's intent on how things happened. I don't think they're mutually exclusive. You know? I think this was low tier bait. I think he just baited you on that one. I'm sorry, wild card. I think you got baited. Let's check the rest of these. I did not want it to be full screen. I know you want to get me full screen. I don't want full screen. Thank you. Alright, let's see. Alright. I can't take transphobes who use Truman seriously. It's so goofy. I think it's a funny way to talk about them. Let's see this blurg. Blurg trans identity flag in the bio or in the name. She/her 17 bi random stuff. I'm not surprised. Let's see. Better intro posting. Trans girl from England. I like playing games and I watch anime and I occasionally not really draw. I like Persona, Yakuza, Danganronpa a lot. That explains a lot of it. This. Should babies smoke cigarettes?
No.
Would make them less stressed and give them aura. I don't know. All right, let's see what she said. I can't take transphobes who use trans seriously. It's so goofy. Same with you using chud unironically. At least come up with something original, unlike your community's suicide count. We went for the throat on that one. I mean, they go for the throat too, but that's pretty damning. Yeah. So this is considered suicide rate. So at the apex so far, 83% have tried to commit suicide or considered committing suicide, whereas this one actually has attempted. The highest it's gotten has been 44%, which, to be fair, I don't think, like, getting people to kill themselves, that's not a good thing. And that was in 2020, but that kind of makes sense. You know, everyone was kind of like that. We were all in the 83%, I think, up here. (42, 41%, whatever. No, 56% get with the times. Space freak. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. You gotta save your best material for the people who are the worst. Honestly, on Twitter, that's how it works. Let's see. Haha, people with a deadly medical condition die. This is... sorry. I can't take... okay, this is just off of this. People with a deadly medical condition die. This is so funny to me. Haha. Also, there's a major difference between a political insult and an attempt at a slur. One's just another level of pathetic, especially when it sounds stupid. I mean, so this person's the one that you need to harass. I can just kind of say that. This is the person that you should be going for, because Troon is essentially what the left tried to do with cis. The left tried to come up with cis as a slur for people who aren't trans, to try to belittle the people who aren't trans. Now, you, as a leftist, you can say that that's fake or whatever, but like that's, you know, they had to come up with something to be like, oh, well, if you're not one of us, then you do this. No, I mean, the point of it is you're a cisgender. It's supposed to be a derogatory word. It's supposed to be a derogatory thing, especially when you think about it, when you bring up that fact. They always hit for that. They always go, well, you're just a stupid cis. So it sounds like they're calling you a sissy. They're preying on the fact that it sounds like something that is intentionally damaging. So the fact that we just make fun of them with a meme word like Troon, and I mean, I don't know with your Chud, because I mean, I have a song belittling his son on my YouTube called Communist Chud. Take a listen to that if you think that's funny. You'll like what I have. It is downright hilarious because it proves that transgenderism kills and not heals. I do agree. I don't think that we should be encouraging the trans agenda, because I do feel like it hurts more than it helps. And if it hurts more than it helps, then we need to not, like, allow it to exist. Like, we're trying to get rid of cancer now. If all of a sudden, you know, some people said that we like cancer, should we keep cancer around? You know, again, like, I think that it is, realistically, it is a really bad look that this is how it is. You know, that the transgender agenda kills. Let's see, wild card. Okay, another one. So this is still on that same blurred person. Shut the fuck up, Chud. Porch spell. I can kind of tell that that's just that. This is one. Okay. Minimalism created a Discord for us. Doom Insider POV, you have schizophrenia, but you only hear West Side Gum ad libs. I don't know. Again, this isn't really I don't know. This seems normal, really. You said, shut the fuck up, Troon, the new homophobia. 1980s, you get out of here, you're not welcome in our spaces, you F word. YouTube's not gonna like me for that. Nowadays, after so many years, we finally have a space for gay men. Hello, I identify as a great gay trans man. This is my space now. No, it's not. You're straight. This is transphobic. Men also have a pussy. Get out of my space, you faggot. Oh shit, I actually said the word. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, it will happen. That's straight bullshit from Mr. Chud. The straight cow shit from a Troon. Blood is yapping about some Troon, so her. Brody's brain is more rotten than an electrocuted rat corpse in New York City's apartment. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so again, like, with this, I think the big problem was in this. I have a friend who was gay. He died a while back, and he hated the fact that, like, he would go to a club, pick up someone, go back to his place, and they weren't a man. And he's like, no, you're not a fucking man. Get the fuck out of here before I start beating your ass. And the reason why that happens is because the people that he's attracted to have a thing that he wants. And I hate to say it like that, but he wants cock. He wanted cock and balls. If you don't have that, then you're not the man for him. Even if you want to pretend that you are a man, if we're gonna say that is a man, we all know it's not. But so I think that pushing this issue is going to get people hurt. I think that you're going to have one side that kill themselves. You're going to have the other side that is going to offend someone who is straight, gay, lesbian, maybe even bi, and they were wanting a specific genital set. And all of a sudden, boom, now you've gotten them so mad that they're going to kill you because, or maybe not even kill you, maybe just majorly hurt you because you don't have the genitals that you said you had when they were expecting that when they were dating you or when they were trying to, feeding you drinks at a bar. I think that there's a real problem there. And again, I will say, when I was growing up, my grandparents told me straight up, when the gays get the right to marry, everything from there will be downhill. And I'm not saying that I agree with that statement. I am going to say that since gays have had the chance to marry, I have seen a gradual slowdown of ethics, a gradual declination of ethics and kind of all goodness in America as a whole. And I'm not going to say that that's all on the gays or trans or whatever, but I'm going to say that there's a fine line. I think we've jumped the shark, so to say. So let's get that off the screen. Let's look at some YouTube comments. Yeah, they probably all try to bait. Yeah, but I think it's some of the, at least the first account was major bait. It was just a bait account. But it's like turning trash fish into gourmet seafood. Worst case is some humor in my mind. True. So it's likely all either bait or attention seeking. At least so far what I've looked at. There is a lot. I'm going to be honest. There is a ton of actual people that you need to put work into. Nayara. I think the account is Nayara YouTube on Twitch or on Twitter, X, whatever. That's one that needs to be taken down a couple of pegs. There's a couple of them. I could get you a small list. So it's all likely bait or attention seeking. I do think that gender dysphoria is a real thing that some people have. I agree. But the majority of the gender debate now can be boiled down to pushing queer Marxism. I also agree with that. I agree. We hear the word on YouTube anyways from videos, so I don't mind. Yeah, I might just... It's not like I get any money from YouTube yet, so... We'll see what happens. I might get banned for a day or two, or maybe a week. I don't really stream that often either, so we'll see what happens. So this is the Toby Turner one that you posted earlier. Oh my gosh. I don't want to move the whole thing over. Should have made sure that it was only a couple of them. So let's see this. I'll look at a couple more, maybe do a couple more and see where we're at. Alright, let's see. Leave trans kids alone. Atlas 2.0. Ooh. A ruby background picture. Interessante. Alright, genderqueer 22, New York. Where is this account from? I don't know. You trying to get alone, pretty. I don't know what that is, and the post is unavailable, so something must have happened to it. Nobody cares about how you were raised and learn your racism, misogyny, homophobia, and transphobia. I wonder if this exact same thing happens in reverse. No one cares about how you're raised, unlearn your transness, unlearn your queerness, unlearn this. You know, like that's something that I would capitalize on a comment section on this. Is like, I mean, if no one cares how you were raised and you should unlearn all that, then you should unlearn the opposite too. Ready for a transgender judge? Let's see. What does he say?
Do you think WWE is ready for a transgender wrestler?
I'm a storyteller, my friend, and that's what we do in WWE. And it doesn't. It's not segregated to sex, race, creed, religion, any of that. So as long as the story's good, it belongs in WWE.
That's wonderful. I appreciate that. That's very good insight. Do you think WWE...
I mean, to be fair, when you ask them, like, the men aren't really that concerned about men problems, like women going into men's spaces, because one, we're most likely going to be able to take care of the situation if the situation arises. The other part is to like, let's be honest, wrestling, it's not real. Like, just, it's all fucking useless shit. This doesn't mean 16-year-olds can consent and found the pedo, so they had to take away those two. Sonic is trans. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so this one's a good one. This one's a good one. Tifa is a really good one to attack. She's actually fucking stupid. Oh yeah, you found a good one. You found a good one on this one. All right, let's see. Leave trans kids alone. Okay, the post was deleted. Toby Turner, because protect trans kids means allow children to be sterilized and mutilated. You're evil, dude. That gets a like. Yeah, I can't even like now anymore. Fuck. Alright. You were something and now you're nothing. Does this scare you? Dude, Toby Turner made millions for years. He's set for life. Do you really think he gives a shit? Like... You were nothing. You support an incest game and defend pedophiles. You sterilize kid, pervert. Oh my gosh. Did you know that this game portrays incest in a negative light and the oppositional ending when that does happen is written in such a way to make the reader uncomfortable? Of course, writers are very ignorant regarding most topics. The lack of knowledge about trans people doesn't surprise me either. Can't name shit on where it shows in a negative light. Also, trans isn't real. Prove a man can turn into a woman, then you can talk. Next time do research before you assume something you can't engage in. Yet you won't do research on transgenderism created by a little pedophile who groomed his test subject and being refuted through and through by basic 9th grade biology. Alright, you know what? I'm going to say it. Look into the Epstein files. actually was one of the ones who was pushing the trans agenda. I think that there are a lot of people like Epstein who straight up said that he was attractive to women without breast as well as men who had breasts. So, again, I'm going to say it, that was all pushed on by the Epstein class. So, I mean, and I can find the proof for you because I actually did the research into that, and that was a crazy one. Transphobes every 5 minutes for someone. Breaking news, man invents fictional scenario and then gets angry about it. Stop act like you care about protecting children or anything but spreading hatred. You know, I could also start cherry picking an example of straight pedophiles to make a case for everyone with such an identity being a child rapist. It would be just as true as your claim. So, not really. How long has transgenderism actually been in the open public? I believe, let's say, 12 years, right? So let's say past 12 years, we've had this huge, mega huge amount of trans agenda being pushed down our throats. I think that that's insane. And I think that the trans agenda being as pervasive as it is going to be a downfall. I really do. Also, you got any more of them pixels? I know you got any actual sources where you people taste of random pictures claim that we are the problem, or is every source on your side made the fuck up? My source is that I made it up. Okay, so Elon, who begged to be on the island, Elon is more of a leftist than a right. However, he is pro free speech more than he is pro transgenderism. So because of that, he's going to be on the right. Just like Trump really isn't on the right, which is something that I have actually warned about to people. Trump isn't right. He's a leftist from the 90s. He's an old school Democrat, which is, I think, a problem. We're going to see the Republican Party turn into the 90s Democrats. That's what I believe. When the fuck did I bring up Trump? And also, Epstein created the modern transgender movement, and so you even had this all backed up, yeah. I'll play your way by asking Grok. I'm not reading a person's article. Did Epstein start transgender people? No, Jeffrey. Bro, you couldn't even read. But, okay, so your entire party uses Grok for everything. Okay. Can you prove that I've been using Grok for anything? Like, I don't need a clinker to prove you wrong, like actual sources. Deleted. Yeah, bitch, exactly. You reptards rely on making up scenarios to push the narrative. He's a keeper. Gotta believe that one a lot more. I think some studies said most with dysphoria don't become trans if they get therapy. My Twitter account is basically a whole war front in its replies. My mom and sister are addicted to TLC slop shows, and there was a show, I Am Jazz, back around 2010, 2012, and that was the first I remember it being normalized. Then Bruce Jenner. Yeah, I think Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, whatever, that was what started everything. So is my stream even still up, or is everything frozen? Let me see where everything is. Oh, great. My shit's frozen now, too. Great. Let's do... There we go. That seemed to fix it. I wonder if I can do that with my camera. Nope, still stuck. It's up, but you have been screen frozen for a while. Yeah, my I'm not gonna lie, my computer's so old. I need a new computer. My grandparents gave me a really old camera to sell to get some money, and I think I'm gonna try and get that sold. I have a couple of things I need to do. I need to pay someone for doing a video for me, for editing, and then hopefully if I like that video, I'm gonna hire that person as an editor for my YouTube channel. Because I think that will be really good. Yeah, I don't know why my stuff was frozen for so long. I think we will stop looking at the... Oh my gosh, you're really going hog wild on the X stuff. I think for the rage bait and stuff tonight, I think we'll stop there. But I think I am at least going to start the idea of the book. I'm going to get back into that. Hopefully I can have a debate or a talk with someone, if someone wants to come in here. If you do want to get in here, you can. Just go ahead and hop in general. Let me know in the YouTube studio. We can have a discussion. And I feel like this got louder, so I'm gonna turn it down just a bit more. Let's do there we go. That's a little bit better. And let me bring this out. And what I am going to try unplugging the camera and plugging it back in. If that happens, I can at least try to go for a bit longer. Let's try. Why is that not working? What if I remove it? Alright. Add. Let's do. There we go. Smaller, and then I will lock that. There we go. Now I'm back. Now you can see my face. Oh my gosh. Smeared off red, white, and berry. I was gonna say red, white, and scary. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Alright. Now that I have that open and at least running, I want to see. Yeah, wildcard. I think what I'll do is I'll do a wildcard segment like once a week, and you can give me the best ones that you attack, and we'll go over it all. We'll go over it all. All right. Political discourse in mainstream population. Wildcard. What I'll do is I will make a separate thing for you to just spam with links to like your best comebacks, and I think what we'll do is if I can stream twice a week, one of those days I'll take like 2-3 hours out of my stream to just talk about your X account and how good you're going after them, like what would be acceptable discourse, what's all that. No. I think I want to use one side is full of okay, so how I'm thinking of doing this, how this is going in my mind. The Overton window is the acceptable range of political discourse in mainstream population at a given time. What happens when one side is full of energy and wants to destroy the fabric of our to destroy not only the Overton window, but wants to divide us at the seams. I like that. What happens when one side is full of energy and wants to destroy not only the Overton window, but wants to divide us as a nation at the seams. Alright, the overtime window is acceptable range of political discourse and mainstream population at a given time, but what happens when one side of energy wants to destroy not only the overtime window, but will divide us as a nation at the seams. What happens if one side refuses to break only to be no be beheaded in the streets. What happens if one side refuses to break only to be first to be headed in the streets? This book will dive into these topics and expand upon them chapter by chapter. Okay, I'm having an idea. Each. Okay, I'm starting to get the idea of what I want this book to be. Each chapter will be completely different times in history. So what I'm planning to do is I will do a deep dive. Every chapter is going to be essentially, so like I'll look into, you know, what made this country collapse in the 300s, what made this country collapse, what made the Ottoman Empire collapse. Was it problems outside, inside, and how much do we know from that time period? And I'll probably end up using sources at least from the last 100 to 200 years. But I think it's going to be this type of book that I can kind of, you know, one whole entire thing. It's going to be French. It's speaking French. It's going to be talking French. It's going to be the French acceptance of that time period, delving into what was acceptable at that time and how things have changed from that time period to now. To see where those where they land today. Not where they land, where they exist today. Alright. This book will dive into these topics and expand upon them chapter by chapter. Each chapter will be completely different times in history, and looking back to their values to see where they exist today. I will look at all problems that society had, foreign and domestic. Topics included will be, and this is kind of just also for me to have an idea of how I want to talk about this book and how I'm going to make this book really like how am I going to flesh this book out? So this isn't even like chapter 1. This is like the prelude to the book, explaining to my audience exactly what my goal is here. Topics included will be looked at, will be sected and not compromise my findings. Meaning, if I'm going to be talking in an identity such as, like Huckleberry Finn type, and I'm going to be putting the N-word in, I'm going to be putting the N-word in as not as a derogatory name, but as a name that a black person would do. And I'm not saying that I'll even do the N-word. I'm saying that like the F word, any other bad words. What I'm going to specifically do is really look at how this is going to work in the ideal of a like how they would have been treated in that time period. or how this would have happened in this time period, or how this would have evolved in this time period. Topics included will be dissected, and I will not compromise my findings. Gotta capitalize I. So, I guess I'm going to need to do some research into when the Overton window has broke before, and not only when it has broke, but when the last time it broke was. And then from there, I'm going to have to look at everything else from there and really like dive into whether it was like more foreign policy or domestic policy that really destroyed the society that it was. And I think I'll start with the Greeks. So actually, let me. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and. So let's do. Alright. So and again, I'm using this as just getting my ideas to paper. Gradual. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and so I'm going to paste here. So the fall of ancient Greek civilization, a gradual process driven by constant internecine warfare, the Peloponnesian War, political instability, and economic disparities between city-states. This fragmentation left them vulnerable to foreign conquests, culminating in the rise of Macedonia and finally the conquest by Rome in 146 BC. So I think I'll look for paste and right now this isn't even like the book itself. A lot of this is just for me. I'm probably going to rewrite this 6, 7, 8 more times before it's fully finished. Right now I'm just fleshing out ideas. So when I have this all down, I will let's see. Alright. Loss of autonomy, the rise of Philip II and Alexander the Great of Macedonia effectively ended the traditional independence of the individual Greek city-states. The rise of Rome, the Roman Republic defeated the Greek forces at the Battle of Corinth in 146 BC, marking the end of Greek political sovereignty. Economic strain, increasing economic inequality, and the widespread use of slave labor weakened their economic base. Cultural assimilation. While Greek culture Hellenism spread widely, the political power of Greece became subordinate to Rome. So I think that this is a very interesting find, because already we can kind of see how this also relates to America. So on just this one, so look at this. So, loss of autonomy, the rise of Philip II and Alexander the Great of Macedonia effectively ended the traditional independence of the individual Greek states. Just like that, I think that the loss of autonomy came to America with Obama. So, maybe I'll put this in the book too, so maybe relate it to So, you could say that the loss of autonomy happened with figures like Obama and Biden, because we've lost our autonomy with a lot of their choices that they made or that their autopens made. The rise of Rome, the Roman Republic defeated the Greek forces. I don't think we've had a really bad loss in a while, and I don't think that us losing one battle or even a couple technically means that like we're bad there. So I don't think that another country or another thing rising has happened yet. Economic strain, increasing economic inequality, and the widespread use of slave labor. Slave labor is the interesting part, because you could also see that as the illegal immigrants with America. So it's very, very likely that the economic strain could be looked at in the same way as us using the slave labor from the Hispanics. And I find that very interesting, because that means that like this could be a very weird type of identity crisis that the left look towards. Cultural assimilation. While Greek culture, Hellenism spread widely, the political power of Greece became subordinate to Rome. I'm wondering what made the cultural assimilation not happen. I'm wondering if that is a lot like how we in America are currently facing a cultural assimilation problem with people who immigrate here, not assimilating to the country that they want to be in. and I wonder if it was just like a gradual takeover, like it seems to be. So I think I'll start with that, and that will be a good one to start on for the next stream. So I think I'm going to keep the name The Overton Identity, at least working title. I'll even put that as working title. The Overton Identity working title. And this is just my stuff. When I actually write it, I'll actually write it on WordPad, I think. But I think this is a very good idea that I have here for this. I think one of the only other things that I really want to look at is I want to look at what happened to France. All right, I've had 2 yawns. Oh my gosh. I am exhausted. I am crazy exhausted. I guess next time we'll have a discussion and possibly, we'll figure it out from there. I want to thank you all here today for at least taking a look and talking with me. And I want to thank the 2 chatters that I have, Wildcard and Quentin. Thank you guys so much. In fact, a little... And there we go. I think I'm going to cut it here. Let's go ahead and save as. Alright, and with that, save again, just in case. With that, I want to thank you guys so much. Love you guys, and I'm sorry I didn't do a full stream. I do normally try to do a lot longer streams, but it's been a busy couple weeks and just getting back into things, so we'll go ahead and check the chat once more. Alright, happy to stop by. We'll be around for sure and hopefully have some better opportunities to chat next time. Hopefully. I like where this idea is going. Yeah, and I do want to do a video. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video or if I'm going to do or if I'm going to do a what's it called? A look at the identity politics and how that's played a role in our destruction so far. Because I had that conversation with Wildcard, and maybe tomorrow I can go ahead and check that out. But I think that's going to be something that I'm going to do later on for sure. Send some tweets in your DMs. I'll probably send more if I find any gems. The best part is a lot of these flame wars keep updating actively. Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah, they do. All right, guys. Have a good one. I'm going to do the Felix sign off, so have a good one. Bye, and Brofist. Whoa. God. Man, I miss old Felix. I miss old fucking PewDiePie. I really miss old PewDiePie. All right. Bye, guys. You guys have a good one. See you later, and have a great one. Good